Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. Welcome to the recap of Mets opening day, Game 1 here of the 2013 season. The Mets certainly off to a good start with an 11-2 victory over the San Diego Padres. The game, of course, taking place at Citi Field. The Mets now run their opening day record overall as a franchise to 34-18. When you consider the fact that they went 0-8 their first 8 opening days, pretty remarkable that they have so much success on this one day of opening day. And, Jon Niese was the story today from a pitching standpoint. 6 2/3 innings of work. Okay, only walked 2 batters in the game. Allowed 2 runs, both earned. Solid start for Niese. Solid start to the season for the Mets opening day starter. Certainly encouraging. He was relieved by Brandon Lyons, Scott Atchison, and Scott Rice, all who pitched very well. In addition to Jon Niese. And I'll get to the story of Scott Rice in a second because it was definitely one of the storylines of the game. But from an offensive standpoint, the Mets were able to score 6 runs in 3 innings versus Edinson Volquez. Volquez, a quality starter for the Padres. The Padres aren't a great team, but Volquez is certainly a quality pitcher. 6 runs in 3 innings. You had a lot of guys getting in the mix, guys. Ruben Tejada with an RBI hit. Jon Niese helps himself out with an RBI hit. And also Marlon Byrd and John Buck getting in the mix early there with those first 6 runs when the Mets really jumped on Volquez and the Padres from the start. A big blast was later in the game, in the 7th inning. A Colin Cowgill grand slam really blew the game open. It was a 7-2 game at that point. The Cowgill grand slam and the 4 RBIs that go with it really blow the game open, guys. And you're looking at the Mets here, 13 hits by 7 different players, They actually drew 10 walks in the game as well, which might be a stat you may not focus on, but I like that because it shows a little bit of plate discipline. And when you have a lot of young players like the Mets do, I think that's important. If there was one downside to the Mets today from an individual perspective, Ike Davis struck out 4 times today, which, not down on the guy. It's opening day. It's the first game of the year, but maybe something to monitor considering the start that Ike Davis got off to last year. But then he exploded for 20 home runs in the second half of last year, so we'll see what happens. But again, the Mets and Scott Rice, I wanted to get to that. Scott Rice is a guy, came in and pitched the last inning for the Mets in an 11-2 game. Normally I wouldn't focus on a guy coming in relief in an 11-2 game to sort of close things out, but Scott Rice is a unique scenario. He's played in the minor leagues for 17 seasons. He's 31 years old. He made his major league debut today. He's a left-hander, formerly in the Orioles organization, was with the Dodgers last year, was their last cut, before the major league season. Literally found out the day before the season started that he would be cut by the Dodgers last year. He latches on with the Mets. He makes the squad, and he pitches a very good 9th inning in relief today. I heard an interview with him after the game. His dad was there. His brother-in-law, his sister, his wife. It was a big family day for Scott Rice, and you kind of feel good for a guy that paid his dues, certainly worked his way up, and had a dream come true today. Not to get sappy, but it's a fact, right? Guy makes his major league debut, does well. His family is there to see it. Good for Scott Rice. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come from him. But, from a Met fan's point of view, you got to like what you saw today. There's no way really not to be happy with what you saw. The Mets have a day off tomorrow. And then, of course, play the Padres again on Wednesday. Matt Harvey will go to the mound in Game 2 for the Mets. Guys, that's my recap here for opening day. I'm going to recap every single Mets game of the season, so be sure to subscribe to my channel. Along with the recaps, guys, I'll be doing, topical Mets videos as well, analysis kind of stuff as the season sort of gets going here. So look out for those. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening, and let's hope this is a sign of things to come for the Mets here in 2013. Thanks again for listening, and have a great day.